Ну, я говорила о том, что мы будем продолжать беседу на еще более интересные темы. У нас такое продолжение технологического трека, и будем говорить про технологии, про визионерство, про уникальные разработки и про то, как из всего этого рождаются успешные компании, успешные проекты и успешные, не знаю, бизнес-проекты. И со мной в студии сегодня Алексей Андреев. Привет.
Together, I have Alexey Andreev, together with my studio, managing director from Positive Technologies, who is responsible for the development of the full stack of key technologies. That's why we are going to be with you and we're going to speak about technologies. So can you tell me, please,
Что чем крутит? Какой хвост, какой
what
технологии, стратегии
rotates
или
what?
стратегии?
Technologies and strategies are involved for technologies. You know, we're speaking about Positive, and Positive was a special company always. We are vendor from one side, which develops products, which makes businesses commercially successful company. On the other side, of course, it's not very simple, and the story is not exclusively commercial success. We shouldn't forget about the money, but we should understand why are we doing this. And Positive, in most of the cases, is a group of people. It's a collective brain which was collected for big achievements in the area of technologies, in the area of expertise and products and everything else around which we create our products and services. And of course, commercial success is a result of which products are we creating, which technologies are in the basis of them, and which expertise is available to us. And in these 20 years, when the company exists, 20? Yeah, 20 years. A lot of water has been drank. And we identify which kind of vendor we would like to be. We are a technological vendor, first of all. We know how to create products. We know how to create technologies, highly efficient technologies and high-tech technologies. And we use these technologies in our products and not only in them. These are stories about movement towards communities, open source.
Более
Can you share with
количеством
me
подробностей, если можно
with more
приоткрыть
details,
завесу, куда,
if you
собственно,
can you
идет
disclose the
ваша
curtain in which
технологическая мысль
direction your technological thought is moving strategically in the nearest, I don't know, several years? In which period of time you can think it to be normal to discuss technological strategy? It's not 1 year, it's maybe like 3 to 5 years. You know, it's a good question. And I think we have to separate the answer into separate stories. First of all, this is a story about understanding of the needs of tomorrow, understanding our perception of this need. We attentively look at the market from one side, but from the other side, we have the voice of our heart. It's your own voice of the heart, yes, and it presses on us because we always are careful in studying the landscape of cybersecurity, solutions which are being created, technologies which are being developed in the area of IT, because cybersecurity is an integral part of the progress of IT technologies. And this contact of our self-understanding and feeling where the IT landscape is moving to, where the technological process is moving to, but on the other side, very good contact with the market, with the proper balance, they become our product vision. Which products should be produced? How can we modernize the existing? Which new classes of solutions have to be developed? And this is a continuous work, somewhere in the interconnection between the current problems, expectations of tomorrow, and deep visionary movement towards the future. Speaking about examples, how it was in the history of positive technologies, through the examples, it's much easier to explain. For example, we have a product which is called NAD, Network Attack Discovery. NAD. It's the NTA class solution. Right now, it's called NDR. In the language of national agencies, you can call this class of solutions. But when we started creating this product, This class of solutions did not exist. We did have IDS as IPS, we had forensic tools, network forensics, and everybody were happy. But why have you decided? Well, we did understand that in all this story, when CMs have shown themselves, endpoint security have recommended themselves, but we've been missing one piece. One piece that would be that addition, important addition, without which you cannot discover the attacker. I mean, good quality discovery and understand where is he moving, using which possibilities he's moved forward. Like not trusting this instrument 100%. This is network. You can hide logs in the network from the endpoints, from devices. You can attack endpoints, but you cannot get around footprint story in a network because everything that you've done in a network stays in the network. And in this sense, we took open source version of relying technology, and then in the course of 7 years, since the moment of taking it, we went to a big way so that in the company, we would be able to form this school of networking expertise so that our technology and our products would be able to work in large enterprises in tens of gigabits with those tasks which we think necessary to be solved in the network. And this is a very important selection. It's a deep analytics in the flow and possibility of looking at the synchronous analytics. We didn't have this class of solutions, but without this class of solutions, security will not be a complete one. And in the year 2018, when we already had a product, the global market started talking about the NTA class solutions. And it was an example of how we've been approaching it. We've been investing into this, into understanding of which product should look like, what should it have. That networking analytics is an integral part of both technological capabilities of the product, which has to be in the basis, and expert capabilities, the expert knowledge. And we've been developing this school and technological engineering one so that we'll be able to work with this news and the expert one. And right now, I would like to say that we one of few global companies which have these technologies and knowledge on how to hold the deep traffic decomposition and discover attackers in this traffic. And this is in the connection of the most complicated story, how to combine the technological expert and programming objectives. That's why we've been moving in this. Well, right now I would like to ask you about what do you have inside, but I don't understand. Is it possible that this is super secret? Well, there are things which objectively are being carried to masses, and this is the transformation of the understanding that cybersecurity should be resultative. You should have a desire of guarantees, and it breaks the whole paradigm that has been formed in the brains that there are probabilities, there are criminals, intruders, investments, which have the protector, and from these, you see whether it's beneficial or non-beneficial to break. And they break when they need it, and they break it pretty well. Well, speaking about us, the understanding that cybersecurity should be different, resultative, and technology. What is important? The products should come to the level to provide this resultativeness. They came to us not in the course of 1 year. We have conducted thousands of pen tests, investigations. We participated in different pilots, implementations, monitoring. We have formed this understanding of which technologies should we provide to the security center. And how can we solve a problem of the absence of the qualified specialists in the amount that we need in the perimeter? I'm not saying that this is a global problem. Internationally, I mean. I think that in a given case, when you've been speaking about NOT, you've been speaking about the break of a very technological break. We understand the networks, we understand what is to be done in order to catch someone there. But right now you're speaking about something more high level when you have technologies, and when technologies are solving more global problems, almost on a cultural level. And right now we're going to solve a problem with headcount deficiency. It's a totally different level. Yes, this is truth. But in order to speak about security as we do that today, we should go through this path that we have passed. It's impossible to work in quantum mechanics without understanding Newtonian mechanics, or a classical one. So you should go to a certain maturity path and understanding of how and which problems have to be solved. Yes, in the context, niche problem has to be solved. It was solved. We know how to work in the network. We build the expertise, and then we understand. Is this possible? Yes, in traffic, you can see, according to our analytics, from 60 to 70% of attacks, they leave footprints in the network, which can be discovered easily. Not just packages, but specific attacks from specific intruders. The question number 2, we do have this expertise, and it's a very deep and complicated expertise. But what else? We understand that it's not enough to scale it. It can be scaled, well, building school, it's expensive and too much, but this is a path with asymptomatic reduction ability. We will approach this everlasting point that will get away from us all the time. And speaking about building meta products and the paradigm B2.0, resultative security, this is a story which has been defined to address the problem with the absence of the necessary amount of specialists on the side of the client. So we need to get away from the systems, from automated systems into automatic systems, where this knowledge that is available can be properly working with minimal adoption to clients' desire. It's not a simple way. It looks utopically fantastic. But step by step, we are actively piloting, we are actively testing, and I do believe that we have something to show and demonstrate in reality in the nearest future. When you've been speaking about NAD, how you've done the product preceding the desires of the market, when the product have appeared and then we understood that we do have this problem, I remembered and it's hitting Gartner's list of visionaries. These two stories are very similar, like same level stories. In one case, we've been admitted, our idea was admitted by analytics, and on the second side, we've been admitted by the market. Level 1, level 2, when you speak about current level of abstraction. Can we call it a visionary level? Can you pull a label like Gartner on top of this story? Is it important or not? Because I think that this is a totally different level of problematics. Do we need all these visionary admissions for the technological companies? Well, at a certain moment of time, we need to go through this way. We need for the self-understanding that for your own ego, that yes, we can be in a position when you become a visionary. It means that we feel tomorrow's market, and our products do have these ideas and technologies which are being used to realize them. To us, it was an important stage when we cognitively been applying for review assessment, for the checkup, and when in the course of several years we were able to repeat this success, at a certain moment of time, we even understood that, yes, that's understandable, we can do that, we can repeat this success, and we have to move on. Without this step, our future steps in searching ourselves, in searching for our visionary approach, they would not be possible. And this story would play for the karma and advantage of this word. And, I'm afraid to say it's doubtful that it is possible to jump from the condition A to condition B, where you are ahead of all your visions of analytical agents and technological giants, and you create something that breaks the market. Yes, it happens. Groundbreaking technologies, they do happen.
Мы верим в то, что метапродукты могут быть такими историями.
So we believe that meta products could become such stories. Sometimes we were able to do that with Node when we were ahead, not just hit the analytics, but there was not even a class of these solutions, and we hit the apple bullseye.
Опережал рынок.
To that,
Он скорее vision формировал. А вот с
we have been forming this vision
еще дальше.
with meta products. This story will move even further on.
По-другому вообще адресует кибербезопасность.
And it's a little different from the point of view of addressing cybersecurity. What is your personal feeling? Do you feel yourself as a person who does things like that? Not a company, but you personally, Alexei, as a person.
Про себя. Ну, мой весь
Well, speaking about myself, my engineering path have not started in positive. I remember I've been working in a big international company. We've been doing technologies that have been sold globally and not happened with you. Yeah, it's our joint work. They did have certain ideas, but we've been searching for this positioning and for those emphasis that had to be available. And for me personally, yes, it's crazy interesting. And for the biggest amount of positive technologies and for every person in the company today, the self-identification of the company as itself, as a company which always searches for its own path, never looks only at how the market is working, which technologies are needed today, but trying to synthesize tomorrow.
Для каждого первого сегодня это во многом.
I think for everybody, this is the meaning why people are in positive technologies, why we are one team, and why we want to move in this canvas. When you speak about visionary technologies, about our future, about positive technologies, sometimes you have this philosophical, educational idea in your speeches. So I have a question which is more about community of same thinkers. Because alone you cannot fight the war. But it's much better when you fight with a community, with a team of people. Do they help you? Don't they help you? Do you get any ideas or not? Or maybe you broadcast your own ideas. How do you work in this direction?
История вообще работа с комьюнити и присутствие нас в комьюнити.
I think this story of working with the community and our presence in the community, the story which is a repetitive story because there was an expirer that was loved by community.
Были скачивания,
And it was even pirated. There've been pirate downloads. We've been following it. We've been watching who downloads, why they download, how they use it, even if they were not our clients, of course.
понять, как
And we've tried to understand
этого что-то
how
следующее сделать.
we can make something out of it.
Как будто история начинает,
So
мне кажется,
today,
повторяться только совершенно иным
the story repeats itself, but with totally different understanding. How?
Мы были достаточно и достаточно есть активны в
We've been and we are very active in putting our developments in the open source community. And even
одна из
in
известных
the beginning of this year,
для своих
one of the well-known crypto platforms for their own developments of the new version of the platform, they've used one of our technologies,
Ethereum, да.
Ethereum, yeah.
И сейчас, но я точно знаю, что они делали выбор в пользу
I don't know whether it's like that, but they have chosen the technology that we have posted. We've invested in these technologies years and years. These are high-speed
буду дальше в детали.
spreadsheets. I'm not going to go into the details,
Был пример того,
but it was an example
наверное, подтверждение, что
or confirmation
технологии могут
that
применяться
our technologies can be applied
у всех на слуху.
by the most advanced international companies that everybody hear about,
Наверное,
and
сделать это более
we
осознанно.
want to make it more cognitively. Because we've been present in open source and we've been present there a little bit chaotically. But right now we are changing this focus.
Сегодня можем поделиться больше
Who but us can share with higher levels of in-house technologies and for which we've spent everlasting decades of engineering work?
Почему бы не поделиться этим
Тебе не
для
кажется, что
глобального
Why wouldn't we share this for the global community?
Почему, да?
And the second thought, why?
Я заспойлю.
Moreover, I will make a spoiler. At 7 p.m., we are going to have another section when we are going to tell you about a specific fact that today we have posted
Наш
into the open source our own product, our own technology,
наработки, которые мы используем в
which
Enterprise.
includes other developments that we use for enterprise, and they will tell you about that in detail. This is product that you can assemble and use for your own purposes, and there are big meanings for that because we are B2B company. We are oriented for big enterprises, and today our presence
Ну, и mid-
is large enterprises and mid enterprises, as we call them from the name as well. And the world is much wider, and many companies are very small. There are many companies which
офисы. И
have represented very small offices. So the need in good technologies to provide cybersecurity is very big. And to our point of view, why can't we become someone who will make this step towards the global community? Yes, free of charge. Yes, this is not a copy of our products, but these are developments that you can take, use, and get value. We, from our side, we are not just going to post it, we will provide a support of the development of this open source project and forming
надеюсь, нас поддержат.
the community. And I hope we are going to be supported by the community,
Дополнить нашу наработку
where the experts would be able to add by their own modules
тем, что нужно, чтобы это могло широко использоваться, широко
rules, detects
акцентированы, я повторюсь, на Large Enterprise,
in the class of the systems.
экспертизы и технологий и продуктов.
Because we are in large enterprises and our expertise and technologies are like that. But many things that we are developing can be used with the proper facilitation of the community
В средних компаниях.
in the small companies, in medium companies. And this will be free of charge. We are going to support it. We have similar experience. In the year 2016 or in year 2015, we have launched a chat in Telegram dedicated to our product, to CM.
Да. И сегодня этот чатик
CM, is it CM? Yes. And today this chat, 2,200 people, it's non-moderated chat where people can ask questions, they can speak about problems, they can learn who and how face different objectives, integration, user, operator, ones. And what's interesting, if previously we were the main responders to these questions, right now, just recently in the course of 1 year or 2 years, we have a lot of active contributors. They became internal influencers, and these are not positive employees. They've been acting their own regulations by openly trying to help, support, and post their own ideas, which they've done in years of using our products. They have repositories for on open source platforms where guys are contributing, and these were not us. So I think that we can do it even more systematically and with higher quality. We can support all of these through the open source activities as well. Well, I think that when you somehow are saying no to your own developments, saying goodbye to your own developments, it seems like you can do something like that when you, behind your back, you have 800 new ideas which are even cooler than the one that you've just shared. Yeah, it's a big road ahead of us. So I think a lot of work is being done right now. They will be able to see the market in 1 year or many years, because technological strategy assumes very deep investments in some separate technologies whose results, if everything's going to be all right, and this is related with semi-scientific ideas, and the market will be seeing this in 3 to 5 years. So you will see the good quality usefulness from these technologies very soon. Okay, personally to myself, I came to the conclusion, Alexei is going to correct me, that technological company cannot be technological unless its strategy has no story about continuous study of a new one for the next 3 to 5 years ahead in order to have the plans for the next 5 years. It's not sufficiently cool and technological if you're not ready to share your developments. Do I properly hear you? So it's a sign of maturity, I would say, when you are ready to separate, to share your experience. And when you want to share your experience, you became adult. So I think that we could have more stories like that on the market. Lexi, thank you very much. And personally, it was really interesting to me, friends. We had Alexei Andreev with us, managing director of Positive Technologies company, and one of my favorite interlocutors on the topic of something that didn't happen yet and lives in the high tech section. Thank you very much, Alexei.